In the webinar you are about to watch, it's all about you. What questions do you have? Do our clients have? Do you want to know about not just the BombBomb system and technical components? Yeah, we'll answer those, but also about video as a whole. Video strategies. How do I get better engagement? How do I use the system in different ways that work for you? Well, that's what we did. Myself and Jay Rodriguez, we answered a ton of questions, went through a lot of the themes that we heard from clients, and really tried to just make sure you all left with some more information than you came with. Take a look. Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I love that I get to see everybody on Wednesdays. That's like our go-to day, middle of the week. We're getting over the hump. Let's keep the energy going and keep it flowing. So, how are you all? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're so excited that you're here. This is going to be a fun webinar. This is going to be different than a lot of the ones. I know we've gotten feedback on some of the past ones of like, hey, I've got questions, but they don't always get answered. Well, guess what? That's why we're here today, is to make sure that we create some space for that. So I'm going to give it a few minutes here just to let everybody hop in. We had a couple hundred people register for this bad boy. So want to make sure that we give everybody a chance to jump in. But really, this time is going to be as much about you all as we can possibly make it. So if you're brand new to this, you've never used video, don't know BombBomb, great. We're going to give you some overview stuff. We're going to give you some strategy stuff that'll be helpful for you. If you've been with BombBomb for years, great. We're going to give you some good stuff that you probably haven't heard before. So either way, you're in the right spot. Let me go over some housekeeping stuff as people continue to kind of pour in here in these first few minutes. A couple of things that we always like to let people know. One, we are recording this webinar. So do not stress if you have to leave early, if you've got questions, if I went through something quicker than you were processing, totally fine. We will be recording it and we will send it back to you. I also want you to know that from a resource standpoint, if you go to bombbomb.com/webinars, we put all of the recordings on there from past webinars. So you can go back and rewatch stuff as well. So we'll send you the recording follow-up and we'll have it on that website within a few days here. So just know that it's okay if we miss something. You'll always have the space for those sort of things. Really, really instrumental to this webinar itself. Two ways for you to communicate with us. Chat is always a good one here. I'm going to go ahead and make sure I've got the settings set to everybody, that we can all chat with everyone, that panelists can chat with everyone. Make sure you're throwing stuff in chat. If you're here, throw some stuff in from chat. Beth Ellen, you're just amazing. You're here every single month. We've always got you. So now here's the tip to the rest of you. If you've got questions, throw them in chat, because guess what? We've got a lot of answers here, but there's also an amazing community. Our community here at BombBomb is like the best of the best. So they might have strategies and stuff that we don't use on a regular basis that you can learn from too. And Beth Ellen is definitely one of those people who's been here for a long time, shows up a lot, learns a lot. She's got a lot of input. So throw stuff in chat right now. If you're here, throw where you're joining from. You can see some people are already jumping in from Arkansas, from Vancouver. We've got Vegas. We've got a couple different places. So Colombia. So let us know where you're from. It's always fun to kind of see the spread of BombBomb employees. So the next step is the QA. Now, for this specific webinar, I'm going to be a little specific on which way you should communicate. QA, throw stuff in there that you think could be really, really helpful for a live answer from us. We're going to try and monitor that. Jay, I'll introduce him in just a minute. He's going to be answering some of those QAs as we go through. But we're going to go through as many QAs as we possibly can throughout this webinar. So I'm going to give you a little spiel at the beginning of just some stuff that we've learned. When you guys registered, you gave us what you wanted to learn. So we're going to go over that. But if you've got stuff that you're like, I know I'm not the only one that has this question, would love to really get a specific live answer on that, throw it in the QA section, because it's a great place to make sure we can kind of monitor and we don't miss those. As you can see, chat gets cruising a little bit. So it's not uncommon for us to miss a few things when people are jumping in there. So I think those are the main housekeeping things. With that, I'm thrilled to introduce who you can already see on screen. I've got Jay Rodriguez with me here. We were just talking. He's coming up on 4 years here at BombBomb, which is crazy. I remember when Jay was a little baby BombBomber, just started here. You've gone through a couple different roles. You've been in support. You're now a CSS, a customer success specialist. Jay, thanks for being here, man. You want to give kind of a quick intro, let everybody know kind of your video journey here for a minute?
Yeah, absolutely. As Kevin said, basically, I started in our support section, basically, where the majority of you, if you have questions or issues with the program, anything is going on, that's the kind of first line of defense. So definitely have quite a bit of knowledge kind of coming up through there. And now as a CSS, where we're managing teams, basically doing the same thing, but for our team payers, very much still having all the same sort of knowledge entrenched in kind of use cases, all those different types of things. So as Kevin was saying, any questions you have, throw them in the chat. I'm going to do my best to kind of answer those. If it's something that maybe I don't know, or because I have been out of the support game for a year or so now, so we'll definitely can get you over to our support team, have you submit a request, and they can definitely answer it if it's something that we can't answer.
Yeah.
But
Great
yeah.
point, Jay. And I'm glad you brought that up. That's a good housekeeping thing early on. If you're running into specific issues with your account or with your connection or how to do something really specific to your team, we may not jump on and answer those as much. We're trying to make sure that all of our answers are really helpful for everybody here. So just keep that in mind as you're submitting stuff. We've already got some great stuff in QA. I'm clicking answer live on some of these early questions because there's stuff that I know we're going to cover or we're going to go over. I want to make sure that we touch on. If it's like hey, my account is not working right, or my video recorder is getting blocked by something, that's a great thing that we'll probably say, hey, submit a ticket for that. Let's get you one-on-one help on that because that'll be a little bit better resource there. So let's jump into this. I don't want to waste any time before we start kind of going and just talking through and giving you value. I think we're going to have so many questions. We're going to have so much value in this specific webinar that I want to get going ASAP. And let's start getting you some answers on some of these sort of things. So I'm popping all my windows open here. So how are we going to do this? What's our plan for today so that you guys kind of know what's going on? Here's our agenda. You can see real simple this month. I want to go over some themes. So many of you, I think we had about 130 submissions of what do I want to hear about in this webinar. So we have a lot of great heads up, a lot of great questions from all of you. I've built some themes out of some things we're going to go over early on in the webinar, and then we're going to start cranking through your live answers, the things that are here. I don't want to spend too much time on stuff that people may have not showed up, right? Maybe they registered and couldn't attend for whatever reason. So we want to make sure that we answer your questions because you're here. You're the one giving us the time today. So we want to honor that. I saw we've got some first-time people here. Mark, welcome. So glad that you're here for your first time. San Antonio, Texas. It's so fun to have everybody here. So real quick, before we jump into some of those themes and stuff that we saw, I wanted to throw this up there because I realized we've got some of the people who show up time and time again, month after month after month. And then we've got people like Mark that it's their first time here. Why are you listening to me? Why am I the one that's here? Let me introduce myself real quick, just so you know why I'm the one talking here. So my name's Kevin Andrews. I'm the Senior Manager of Customer Engagement here at BombBomb. I've been at BombBomb for over 8.5 years, which it feels like in the SaaS world, in the tech industry, is like I'm like 90 years old. I've been here forever. So we've had a lot of people come and go. But because I've been here, I was in sales for 3 years, been on the CS and coaching for the last 5. I've got over 10,000 videos in my account. So I really am living and doing all the things you guys are trying to do. I'm using it with clients just like you. But beyond that, before I even came to BombBomb, I actually was a professional actor for 20 years in my life. Lived in Los Angeles for 10 years, did commercials, did movies, did pilots, did all sorts of fun stuff as well. So I do have some cool kind of on-camera training and on-camera experience that's really fun that allows me to bring to it. So not only do I have that professional side, I've also been, like I said, living in the trenches, doing this simplified, really rehumanizing video concept that we want to promote, and we are talking with you guys. So I know the BombBomb system well. I know the on-camera stuff well. That's why I'm the one that's sitting here talking with you guys. So just wanted to give you a little bit of that background. If you've never met me before, if you've never been here before, why I'm the one that's kind of the talking head. Jay obviously has some amazing support background with years here on the support team, and his last year or so, albeit a CSS, a customer success specialist, talking with clients like you, learning from you guys. We're big on learning from you as well. So just a little heads up as to why we're some of the people that are trying to answer your questions here today. All right, so let's jump in with the themes. What are some of the themes that we heard? I would love to hear if one of these is a big bullet point for you. Throw it in chat. Let us know. Yes, this is one I really want to talk about and I want to hear about. If it's something that everybody wants to hear about, we want to spend more time on it. So some general things. We're going to go over really high level, just how to. For people like Mark, that it's their first time here, we had a handful of people, a lot of people actually that registered that said, I just need to know how to use the system. I haven't used it before. Great. Really high level. We're going to go over some of those pieces. So August, thank you. Yes, you're already talking about that. One of the big things we also heard is engagement. How do I get better engagement on my content? How do I get my emails opened? How do I get my videos played? Now, one quick caveat to that. I am not a marketing expert. I am not a marketing firm. That is not it. Teaser, I'm going to talk about next month's webinar. we're going to bring somebody in that might be really, really good with some of these too. But I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on how to get videos played, how to get your emails open, how to really get that engagement that we all want. Because we don't want to spend time on something that's not working nearly as well, right? We're going to talk about tracking as another piece. Video editing is a theme that came up a lot. And I want to make sure I'm really clear. I'm going to show you literally our video editing stuff so you can see what we can do, what we can't do. I don't want to overpromise. I'm never going to be the one that sits here and goes, oh, yeah, we can replace all of these things. We can't, right? We are a tool. We are a piece in that tool belt. But I want to show you what we can do because for some of you, it might be the exact answer you're looking for. And for other people, I'm going to show you some ways you can pull it into some more advanced stuff as you need to. Video sharing options beyond email was a big thing that came up. Can I send this in different ways? Can I only email it? So we're going to go over some of those options real quick. And then best strategies, like the most effective videos. One of the questions we got from a lot of people is, what are the best videos in real estate? What are the best videos in the mortgage industry right now? What are other financial people doing that's working really well for them? Hey, I'm a home builder. What are other home builders doing? While we can't go through every single industry, I'm going to show you some ways to think about this for you, and then I'm going to give you some resources that we can kind of dive into there. So that is kind of the main themes that we're going to jump into for the next maybe 10, 15 minutes. I do see a lot of QA, and I've seen some chats and things as well about the newsletter question. Great. That is something we can definitely jump into and go into a little bit further. That's going to be maybe a select portion of our audience today, but enough people here are asking about it, so we can go over that as well. So thank you for letting us know about that. We're really, really excited to kind of go through this. So first and foremost, general how-to. I'm going to show you where I live because I think this could be really impactful for a lot of people. I think a lot of people jump into BombBomb and go, oh, I've got to be in the BombBomb web app all the time, and I've got to have that open as a tab and do all this stuff to be able to go in, record, and then pull it into wherever I want to deliver from. That might be true depending on the systems that you use. However, if you use Microsoft Edge or Google Chrome as your web browser, as where you're searching the internet, we have extensions for both of those web browsers that are really, really awesome. In fact, Jay, I can see you're kind of typing stuff. If you wouldn't mind grabbing the links for those extensions and just throwing them in chat, that would be awesome. If this is something that you're interested in, what I want to show you here is you can see my web browser here, right? I want to show you exactly what this looks like because the beauty of this is you don't have to be on any specific web page. You can be anywhere you want to be. It's this little BombBomb logo up at the top. You can see that kind of next to my URL. The beauty of this is I can be on social media. I can be in my CRM. I can be in my email. I can be literally any website because it's built into the browser, not the site itself. Jay, thank you for grabbing those links for installing the Chrome extension and stuff. I appreciate that. So what does this do? Why am I showing you this specifically? Well, it allows you to work wherever you want to work, and it allows it to be there constantly. So when I pop that open, you can see there's a couple different tabs, and we've got different options. If I want to record a video, I can literally select the video I want to record, the type. If I want to do just a me on screen, which would be a record yourself, or if I want to do a record screen. I already saw some stuff in QA in chat about how do I show a document and have myself in the corner. I think somebody might have mentioned Loom because I know Loom has that feature as well. That's our record screen option. We've got an amazing screen recorder that allows you to pull up documents, pull up websites, show whatever you want to. You can pick a window on your computer. You can pick, a whole screen. You can kind of pick and choose what you want to show on that. And then you'll also have yourself, we have a little rectangle. So just a heads up, it's not a circle. Oh, look at that heart. Look at those. I always forget about those, the hand motions that my Mac does. But the screen recorder will allow to show yourself and show content at the same time. So you can pick and choose what you want to launch. Then you literally launch that recorder. It's going to pull a pop-up here with our live recorder in it. And I'm just going to walk through this process really quickly, just for those of you that have never done this before. While this loads, since I'm already using Zoom, it might take a second to load here since I'm using my camera in two places. But this is just our standard recorder. Anywhere you go to record a video on your computer will look exactly like this. So I can launch the screen recorder if I decided to change my mind. Otherwise, all I'm going to do is click this record button, get my 3-second countdown. Once I've got that flash, I'm live recording, right? So I'm just going to talk for a second. We're going to get this. I'm going to use the space bar to end my video recorder. And now we've got our second step. So the first step in the BombBomb process is record. Second step is approve or save. This is where you can come in and title your video. So we always want to make sure we're titling it. That's a great strategy to get more video plays and get more engagement. Once I'm happy with it, I save it. And now I've got my delivery options. It's going to open up, how do I want to deliver this? Now, this sort of jumps ahead to the video sharing options, but every time you record through BombBomb, through an extension, through our web app, through anywhere, we give you a couple options. The main two are going to be copy for email or copy link. What's the difference? Copy email is if you want to send in an email provider. Now, I'm not going to get too into the nitty gritty of the technical. It's HTML coding. It's basically the coding that's on the back end of your email that builds it and makes it look the way that it does. 99% of us don't know HTML coding. I don't know it. I'm not an expert in any of that. But if you're sending through an email platform, Outlook, Gmail, Yahoo, some CRMs do support that. You can use this copy for email button and it will give you the little preview of your video. You go into your email, paste it in there, and you're good to go. You will be rocking and rolling. You can add the text just like you normally would and send it through Gmail or wherever you're sending from. If you're wanting to send from a place that doesn't have that, that's not an email provider or a potential CRM, we've got this copy link. Now you've got a link for this video that you can take into LinkedIn. You can take into social media sites. You can take into direct messaging agents. You can literally put this link anywhere you want, and now you'll be able to send that. So this is the beauty of the Chrome extensions, that it allows you to go through that process. You can see I'm still on this slide deck. I haven't gone anywhere. So if I've got Gmail open or Yahoo or wherever, Outlook, I can grab that and then hop in there. So that's the first kind of step, is it gives you easy access to the record and send piece of this. Brooke, I'm looking at your question. Can you record your screen while having a smaller window with a video of yourself, kind of a picture in picture? Yes, if I'm understanding that question correctly. Yeah, you can have anything opened on your computer that you want. There, you can have videos pulled up. You can have all sorts of different stuff. Websites. You can have PDF documents. You can have anything. And then the BombBomb recorder will still show your little video, and you can drag there. Little hearts again. I'm trying to make rectangles, not hearts, but you can drag your video anywhere you want to on the screen. So it's nice. Like I'll be in the middle of a screen record video, and all of a sudden I switch to something and my face is right in the way. I can click and grab that and pull it to a different part of my screen. Great. You can move those around. You can be flexible with it. The screen recorder also allows you to go full screen with your face. If you want to start full screen with just you, then go to the screen record. You can even minimize the camera so it disappears for a little bit and then bring it back up. You can do virtual backgrounds on your little camera portion of the screen recorder. There's a lot of flexibility you can do with that as well, which is really, really great. So that's the record tab here. Now with BombBomb, we also obviously host your videos. That's one of the huge benefits, is that you don't have to save that video and have a space for it. Great. You can grab any video from your video library directly from the extension itself as well, which is really, really awesome. So you can literally click that and you can copy the link, copy for email. You can go to the edit video stuff and it'll take you into BombBomb. You can preview the video. You can have access to any of your videos, again, without changing the website you're on, without having to go anywhere else. So you've got easy access to all those pieces. And then again, we're kind of teasing some of these things and we'll dive a little deeper as we go, but you also have quick, easy access to your tracking within this extension as well. You can see who's opening your emails, who's clicking on stuff. Let me see if I can find a video. Who's playing my videos? How much of it did they watch? Again, the whole idea is just easy access no matter where you are. I'm not kidding. And Jay, I mean, feel free to chime in as well. I do 99% of my BombBomb in this Chrome extension. This is where I live. And then I take it and paste it into our Slack messaging system for internal communication. Or I take it and paste it into my email. Or I take it and I paste it into LinkedIn to send a message that way. I don't log into BombBomb on a daily basis. I am using this constantly. So if you're looking for a streamlined way to kind of make your workflow work for you, I can't recommend this enough. Use that link up there. If you've got Google Chrome, use it there. Jay, where do you live most of the time with your kind of daily video usage?
I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. The good thing is that our integrations with all of our platforms work identically to how the Chrome extension works. So whether you're talking about Outlook, whether you're talking about Total Experts or any of the things that we integrate with, they're going to work almost identically to this extension. They're all built off the same platform. So all the things you can do in here, record yourself, record the screen, upload a video, check your tracking. All of those things are how all of our kind of platforms work outside of the web extension. So really, sometimes I'm doing that if I'm sending emails. I use the Gmail
Sure.
extension version of this religiously. That's pretty much how I'm inputting my videos. And then same thing that if I'm in Salesforce, I still have the same exact thing accessible to me. So it really depends on where you're living, but as I said, all of it's going to operate the exact same way.
Yeah. So that's the beauty of our system. And I talk about this with our team adoption as well. We did have some questions for those of you that are running teams, like how do I get my team to use it? How do I do that? The beauty of BombBomb is that like the recording process is exactly the same anywhere, per Jay's point. Record, save, deliver. Those are the three steps. It looks the same. We're building that consistency for you and your teams and doing some of that sort of stuff. So if you are curious, I know there's a lot of texts coming in or a lot of chats coming in about, do you work with this system? Do you work with that system? Where do you do? If you run to bombbomb.com/integrations, you can look at all of the different integrations and connections that we have because we do work with a bunch of different CRMs, some different email providers, some different systems as well. Obviously, we can't go through and dissect every single one of those for each individual person here, but go to bombbomb.com/integrations. Let me see if I can even find it here. I'll just pull it up so you can see what it looks like. And it will give you an overview of exactly what we look like here. So you can see our integrations directory. You can search for your system. You can look by what features you want. You can scroll through here and see kind of all of the different stuff that you need there. So I'll share this in the chat. So those of you that want to kind of look at your specific system, you can pop into that. But again, bombbomb.com/integration. I just typed it in and it took me right there. So you can hop over there. Awesome. So that's kind of the high level. Again, for those of you that are not familiar with the system, that's a great way to use it. If you do just log into BombBomb, you go to bombbomb.com, log into your account, click the record button. Guess what? I'll even show you that. I've got the account pulled up right here. If you click new video, you can choose record yourself, record your screen. You can upload videos into the system. The process is going to look identical. It's going to walk you through those exact same three steps. So no matter where you go, it's going to look familiar and you should be able to kind of see all the details of that and work through those sort of things. So that's kind of general how to. I'm trying to see if there's any direct questions about that. Paul, this is a question that came up a lot about SMS or text messaging videos. We're going to dive into this in a second here, but since we're kind of talking about it already, let's just go ahead and touch on it. We've already talked about how you can use the copy email, copy link option. So texting with BombBomb, we don't text directly out of our system. So you've got two options. With me, since I have a Mac, I actually have my messaging app on my computer. So if I've got a video that I want to text to somebody, I can actually grab, let me see if I can pull my menu over here. Yeah, it'll let me see. I can actually open my messaging app and grab a message to send to somebody and just text it to them directly because I copy that link and paste it in that text message. The best option and what most people do is your phone. So if you aren't familiar with BombBomb or haven't used it as much, you can actually go into the App Store on your phone, Android or iPhone, and just search BombBomb. We have a mobile app that ties to your whole system. So your video library, you'll be able to access directly from your phone. Let me see. I'm going to go ahead and try this. Sometimes this works really well. Sometimes it doesn't. I'm going to go ahead and try and share my phone so I can just give you a quick glimpse of the app. And Jay, if for any reason this is not looking right on your end, just give me a heads up. I think it should work okay. I was testing it earlier and it worked fine. But there we go. Are you seeing kind of my phone screen? Is that
Yeah,
popping up for you?
looks good.
Cool. All right, so this is what our app looks like. Man, you guys are getting like full surround sound, Kevin. I apologize. There's a lot of me on screen right now. But you can see, again, the theme behind the process is very, very similar. We've got the record button that I've got right there. You can record your screen as well. So if you want to record something that's on your phone, you can do that from your mobile app as well. We've also got that middle button on that menu on the bottom is your video library. So you can see I can come through, scroll, select one of those videos. And guess what? I've also got my live tracking as well. That third option on the bottom right is the live tracking. So it's a central system that's all connected. Wherever you are comfortable and wherever you want to live, great. You might just be more comfortable recording from your phone directly. Great, then do that. So I'll do just kind of a quick recording. Again, we're getting that 3-second countdown to give us a heads up. I can walk through it. One of the cool things is I can also flip my camera from front facing to the rear facing. I can go back and forth. You also have the ability to pause the video on the mobile app. So if you need to go to a new location and then restart again, you can do that. And then once you stop, we'll allow access there. Again, this is kind of the save and delivery screen all in one that we give you here, but we're going to go ahead and do all the technical stuff, save that video. You can rename it up at the top with that edit button. And then you can choose, do I want to text it? Do I want to email it? Or do I want to just share it? I love the share option, at least for my iPhone, because it allows me to come in and grab all the different apps that I might want to share with, right? I can send it through social media. I can do all that sort of stuff right there. So the mobile app's a great way for those of you that are going, I want to start using this more, but I don't want to be emailing everything. I'm huge on deliver your video where your person lives. You're not going to get great engagement on your video if you're sending them emails and they don't check their email. You're not going to get great engagement if you're sending them on LinkedIn and they never check their LinkedIn, right? So this is a great way for you to kind of evaluate and go, all right, here's how I have different options to share in a lot of different ways. We call it using an omni-channel approach here at BombBomb of send places and different types of messages in different locations. If you're working in any sort of sales task, that you've got to get in front of people where they live. So that mobile app gives you the option to kind of text message directly from that. Or if you are on a Mac and have the messaging app on your computer, you can use that as well. So it looks the same if you're not familiar, but this little messages app, it's the same as my text messaging. One quick caveat to this before I jump to the next stuff is when you are text messaging a video, again, it's not coming from BombBomb. You're taking the BombBomb video, putting it in your normal text messages. So it's going to come from your phone number, your personal phone number. And we get questions all the time on, can I send it to a group of people? Totally can, but you're creating a group text message. So we've all been a part of that, where all of a sudden you're on a group with 15 other people and seeing a million numbers that you don't know message back and forth. Be aware, is that the experience you want to create for your people, or is it better to send them one off and do those sort of things? So just be really, really aware that's how that goes. I'm just double checking the chat just to make sure he's checking my phone multiple times today already. Steve, keep going. I love that. How is the video history stored? I'm not sure exactly what that means specifically, Steve, but any video you record in the mobile app in BombBomb will, so the default settings in the mobile app is it'll save it in your BombBomb video library and it saves a copy to your phone. I think that's a pretty good way to just leave it. I wouldn't mess with that setting too much because occasionally you'll be recording a video and you lose internet signal or you lose connection or you're out somewhere that doesn't have a strong connection. The beautiful thing is if it's saved a copy to your phone, you don't lose that video altogether. You can then upload it into BombBomb if for whatever reason there was a disconnect there. So I think that was kind of your question there. It will default save a copy into your camera library, like your photos on your phone, and it will save in your video library if it works successfully. Can you flip it back and forth while recording, Gene? Absolutely. On the mobile app, you can flip as you're live recording. You don't have to stop. One thing I've learned there is when you are flipping, maybe pause your talk track for a second because there is a slight delay in that flip and you don't want them to miss some of the words you're saying. So usually I'll just tease it and be like, hey, I want to show you something. I'm going to flip my camera real quick. So look at this. How cool is that? We have a lot of people in the car sales industry that do that for car walkarounds and stuff. So yes, you can absolutely do that. If as long as the video is recorded from your phone, Steve, you can do the flipping back and forth piece. So yes, that's absolutely, you can do that live. You can then email it from the mobile app as well. So you've got all those options. All right, so let's jump over here. Let's jump to kind of the next big one because this was a big one that we got from a lot of people. How do I get more engagement? So I want to introduce a couple of features, a couple of things that we can really use to our advantage that will help us with our video plays and our email opens and all of those things. Number one, the time of your video. The length of your video is a massive factor in are people going to click play or not. Now, I've got a couple rules that I live by, but the thing I want you to know is BombBomb automatically times your video and automatically puts this banner that you see on the right side of the screen on the animated preview of your video. We do this on purpose. It's a great strategy to get more plays. Where it can potentially be negative is all of a sudden your video is too long, right? I've got a 5-minute video. How many of us are click and play on a 5-minute video? I don't know. 5 minutes is really not that long, but in our ADD world, we all feel like, holy cow, that's forever. I don't have 5 minutes, right? However, if I see 42 seconds, I got 42 seconds. I can click play on that for sure. So use it to your advantage. So my rules of thumb, this is one of the biggest things in getting your videos played more is keep them short, 60 seconds or less. You can see there, videos under 60 seconds have much higher completion rates when it comes to viewing. The average watch length right now in all videos across the internet is 65 seconds. Keep that in mind. The other rule that I live by is that bullet point. The video length can be determined by your relationship with the person. The longer you've known somebody, the longer you've built that trust where they will watch your video. If it's a brand new cold lead, they don't know who you are, they've never heard from you, you've got to keep that 30 seconds or less. Honestly, the quicker you get to the point, the more likely they are to play. So that video banner, that time banner is a tool, a feature that we add for you, but you need to be aware when you're recording your video, I got to get to the point. I've got to keep that. There is psychology to, and I'm not kidding. If that banner says 59 seconds versus 1 minute, you will get more plays. And it might be a 3 second difference in what your video actually is. But just the word seconds versus minutes will get you more video plays. So keep that in mind. This is a huge piece. And how do you get your video played is make sure you're keeping it nice and short because that time banner is going to really play to it. The other thing from a video play perspective is the animated preview that we build for you. So when you are emailing your video using that copy for email button, we will always take this. Where does this come from? This is the first 3 seconds of any video that you record. Okay. So you don't need to create it. You don't need to do anything. The only way you would lose this is if you overwrite it by taking your own thumbnail picture. 99% of the time, I would recommend don't. Let the animated preview do its work. When we launched this feature, man, this has been around for a while, 5-6 years ago, it improved our video play rates by over 30%. Just instantly by putting that. Why? Because there's now movement in the message. They can see you smiling. You look more like a human. There's movement. It grabs our attention. We're more likely to click play on that. Okay. So let's use this to our advantage, but know that it's the first 3 seconds of your video. Whatever you do after that 3, 2, 1 flash, it's the next 3 seconds of whatever you do. Okay. So keep that in mind. Now, we need to use this to our advantage, and there's a method that I want to show you, but you can see, 48% lift in video play rates when that GIF preview shows. So here's a method that I use, and it's an acronym, just some different ways to think about how can I use this animated preview to my advantage. One, if you've got a team of people that you're with, have multiple people on camera. You can see in this example in the upper left, they just hopped on like a Zoom call, recorded that video, and then uploaded it to BombBomb to be able to send through our system. But all three of them are on there. That's unexpected that people were not anticipating having multiple people. We're getting a little more used to one-to-one videos. We're not used to having like a couple people address something to us. Use that. If you have a team, that's one strategy you can use to have your team on there and have multiple people. Unexpected. Add any element that's not the norm. For example, when I send our webinar invites for these webinars, a lot of times I'm sitting in this place. I've got a few places that I sit and work regularly. So people become more expectant. They're used to seeing me in those spots. The second I pull out my phone, go walk on the street and record that invite video, we get more video plays on that webinar invite. Just because it's different, it's unexpected. So using your mobile app, like I showed you earlier, is a great way to just do something different because it gets people interested and it gets their curiosity going. The number one thing one of the top things that we tell people all the time is name. Personalize visually with the recipient's name. Now, there's a couple apps you can get on your phone. I'm going to see if I can show this well. That little black square that says big, it's an app on the iPhone called Make It Big or Big. You can search for either. This allows you to come in and just type anything you want to, right? New Riverview lots. This is for a home builder that I was working with recently. You can type in whatever you want. Or I can type in something like, hey, Jay, and I can have that pulled up for the first few seconds of my video. When Jay sees his name, even if he knows me, or in fact, if he doesn't know me, then he's going, who is this guy and what's he saying about me? Immediately, I'm like, I got to play this video to kind of see what's going on there, right? You can use sticky notes. You can use a whiteboard. You can use a piece of paper. I don't care what it is. If you've got somebody's business card, hold that up. The whole point of it is to go, if I'm sending you a video, I want you to know it's just for you. This is not a generic video that I've sent to a million people, right? So you hold it
Correct.
up for those
And
first. Oh, yeah. Jump in, Jay.
yeah, I wanted to jump in just to say, so the Android version of that is called Make It Big, very similar, but there's not the same exact one available for iPhone and Android because I have an Android and I use Make It Big, does all the same features. So if you're wondering why you don't have Big or something like that, that might be why.
Oh, okay. I know there's one for Android called Large Text too, I think,
That
that
as well.
some
There's
people
a
use.
bunch of them. They're just
So
not the same over the platforms.
Yeah. So don't stress if you don't find the exact one on your device. You pick whichever one you want. We are not getting paid by these apps or whatever. It's just ones we've used that are easy, right? So that's why we talk about those. Thank you for bringing that up, Jay. I appreciate that. So the way to use this is just hold it up for the first second or two, have some movement. That's what the animated preview does. Hey Jay, it's Kevin here with BombBomb. Hey, I wanted to reach out and touch base with you about X, Y, and Z. I put the phone down and I just keep talking. I just keep rolling with what I'm saying. So now that's going to show up in that animated preview, but I just keep going with my video. I don't need to sit here the whole video and hold this up. That would feel really awkward and weird, right? So you can put that down and keep going. So personalize with something. That's a great way. Emotion is huge. Just smile. Smiles are infectious. Nobody wants to open a video from somebody that looks grumpy, right? Who wants to open this video? No one. Versus you bring joy to people, make them happy. They literally, where a smile is received in your brain is infectious. If I see somebody that looks happy and it makes me want to smile, I am more likely to click play. Bring that in. Make sure you're bookending your video. Smile at the beginning, smile at the end for sure. And then details. I already kind of talked about this. I showed you that example. You can personalize it with any details. If this is something that is for more than one person, just put something that could be effective and grab their attention. So use that animated preview to your advantage. The time and the animated preview are massive ways to get more video plays. Now, how do we take that in the whole context of an entire message? This was something of how do I get more people to engage with my emails the way that I want? I want you guys to all sit here and think about an email sort of like a book. And obviously they're written, so there's some similarities there. But I want you to think about maybe your email inbox as somebody walking through a bookstore. One of the things I've learned is if I'm walking through a bookstore, which let's be real, I haven't been to a bookstore in a long time, but if I'm walking through, if I don't like the cover of the book or the title of the book, I'm not opening the book. That's why so much money is spent on those pieces. It's the same with an email. If somebody's not caught or interested, then it doesn't matter how good the video is in the email because they never opened it to begin with. So the number one thing you've got to be strategic with is your subject line. When you're sending a message, the subject line is the thing that's fighting through all of that clutter in the inbox. I'm going to ask you a question and throw it in chat, just see if people kind of have any idea. How many emails do you think the average American citizen gets a day? Throw it in chat. Let me know your numbers. I'll come back to that and see if we got anybody that's close. It's a lot. I'll tell you that. So we are fighting through this. Oh man, Brooke, I hope I had your email inbox. You only wrote 30 up there. That sounds pretty delightful. 250, 70, 30, 48, 150. We got some guesses kind of all over the place. All right. We got somebody that's pretty close. Marianne, I'm going to give you're the closest. 120 emails a day is the average email inbox for an American. That's a lot of emails that we're trying to fight through, right? So our subject line is our first chance to do that. No problem, bro. Okay, you're great. I love the guess. So here's some things. I don't want you to go gimmicky on the subject line because for me, that's a turnoff instantly. If I feel like it's gimmicky, I'm not opening it. So these are some tried and true strategies that will really help with you. One, 7 words or less. Why? Because where are a lot of people checking emails on a regular basis? Their phones. This is where we check emails. How big is this screen? Not very big. So we've got to make sure that our subject line shows up on this tiny little screen. We might have we might have the most amazing subject line ever. If it's in 15 words in, no one's seeing it. All they see is the dot, dot, dot. So we've got to keep it short. So 7 words is a good rule of thumb. Include the word video. We did A/B testing with this. If you're putting a video in a message and you write the word video in the subject line, you're 9% higher open rates just by telling people there's a video. Why? Because we want to watch videos. That's how we want to engage online right now. The average person watches 17 hours of video a week right now online. Great. Let's use that to our advantage. So tell them there's a word video, put it in the subject line, and then create curiosity and value. The only other thing I would add that's not in this bullet point is personalize it. If you're sending a one-to-one, I always write video with parentheses, the person's name. So I'll write like J, comma, and then the subject line that I want to get into. And make sure that we're keeping it short there. So create curiosity, create value in that subject line. That is our book cover. That's the title of our book. That's our chance to get people into the email. We've got to pay attention to it. Don't breeze over that. Now, I'm going to teach you a strategy, and you can see this example on the left here that I call text wrapping. What I mean by that is just because we have a video in this email doesn't mean we do not include text. There's a lot of negatives. make sure you're always including text, even if there's a video, especially if there's a video. Now, what do we do? The upper text, the opening text is a personal intro, the person's name, and it's driving to the video play. So it's basically, John, hey, thank you so much for meeting today. I wanted to follow up on some of the things we talked about. Take a look at the video for me to go over some of those things, right? We're driving them to play. We're not telling them what's in the video. We're giving them a hint, creating curiosity, driving to the video play, because that's a huge win for us. And then they can look at the banner. They see the video is short. They see us smiling. We're using all that stuff that we talked about before. Now, the text below are the details. Oops. We're reiterating the main details of the video itself. We don't want them to have to go click through the video again to get the details and the most important information. So let's give them those bullet points below. If it's an appointment confirmation video, great. Where are we meeting? When are we meeting? What should I bring? Those things are going to be below the video itself, right? I don't want you to have to go back and find that stuff. So that's how we're going to use the text below, and then CTA. We've always got to have a clear CTA. Put the CTA in the video, put the CTA in the text. And by CTA, I mean a call to action. So this is basically, what do you want the recipient to do once they've engaged with your message? Got to have a clear CTA. And the biggest thing I can put on that is singular, one thing. Don't say, hey, call me, text me, let me know what you need. You're never going to get responses. Call me back with this answer. Email me back at this email, and I'd love for you to confirm that that works for you. Great. They will follow through because it's so easy and clear what you want. So always have that clear CTA in the text that's below there. So this is just pretty simple formula, but it's proven it works. Pay attention to the subject line, text above, make sure you're using the animated preview, text below. This is how we get the best engagement on our messages and things that are going out. Let me kind of just breeze, see. Okay, there have been a couple of questions about like the video view process with BombBomb. And Gerald, you just put one in there. If they click the video, does it bring them to an external source, or can they view it right inside the email? Great question. It does take them to an external page. Now, the beauty of it is with BombBomb, you actually have a video page that you get to use. So let me see if I can just pull one up here to show you a little bit about what this looks like. When they click on the animated preview in the email, it's going to take them to this page here. And this is where they're going to be able to watch the video. This is the video I just recorded a little bit ago. You can put your logo up here. You can put a CTA, a link of, that people can go to. You can also have all of your personal information and all of that stuff here. This is a video page you get to build within your BombBomb account. The reason it works this way is if we tried to put your video file in that email to play, the file would be huge. So we host those on servers that are outside of the email itself. We do this for a couple of reasons. The bigger the email, the slower the delivery, and the more likely it is to be flagged for spam. So by putting that really small animated preview file in there, we can show all of your email providers, oh, this is safe, this is good, it's not overwhelming, we're not putting malware, we're not putting anything dangerous in this. Then they click on that and it takes them to the video file that we have hosted somewhere else. I know it's a little bit technical and I'm keeping it as high level as I can, but there is a reason. If we tried to put a video that plays in your email, Google, Outlook, they would flag it so fast, your videos would never get anywhere. So this is the best way to get the system to work. Also, just so you know, this is not just a BombBomb thing. Every video provider has to kind of work through these things because we are not Google. We are not Outlook. We have to work kind of within their regulations, and the deliverability regulations have tightened over the last year. So this is a great way for us to make sure that we're still abiding by those so that your messages are getting to the people that need to see them. Now, for those of you that are curious, where do I build that video page? How do I edit that? If you go into your BombBomb account, your web account, and go to settings here, it's going to automatically take you to your video page builder. So this edit video page button, and you'll see this is a preview of it. You can scroll through this. You can put your color in. You can put your logo in. You can choose what information you want on there, what you don't, by just toggling things on and off, and then click Save Changes there, and that will automatically save it. So there is some really cool stuff you can do with that video page to really make that viewing experience top-notch. Make sure that they're getting a consistent branded experience from your information and from all of those sort of pieces. So great. Oh, look, Debbie, I just answered your question and I hadn't even seen it yet. I just assumed. So awesome. Okay. So let's kind of jump to the next thing. I know, man, we're going through. We're already 45 minutes into this. Let's jump through some of these quick things again. We've talked about tracking real quick, but let me give you just an overview for those of you that are curious about this. What kind of engagement can I see when I'm using BombBomb? Sort of deliver. It depends on where you're delivering from, so keep that in mind. If you're taking a BombBomb video and putting it in your CRM, not all of this tracking is available because we didn't send the actual email, right? So you'll have your CRM's tracking. But if you send through our system, we have email tracking and video tracking. So kind of keep them separate. Emails is, did they open my email? When did they open it? How many times have they opened it? Did they click on any links that were in the email? If I put any hyperlinks or anything, so you can sort of see their engagement from that standpoint. The video tracking is more, did they play my video? What percentage, how much of it did they watch, right? What percentage did they watch? What was their most recent watch? What was the longest watch? How many times have they watched? No matter where you send the BombBomb video from, you'll have that video tracking. So it doesn't matter where you take and paste that video in and send it from, you'll be able to see that kind of content. But just know, these are the tracking options as of right now. I know we're having some really fun conversations internally about how do we ramp this up? How do we improve this? None of it's on the roadmap quite yet, so don't get your hopes up too excited. But there's some cool stuff on how can we improve that and work on that for you. So know that we're talking about that on our end. I do want to spend a few minutes here on the video edit page because a lot of people had questions about what can I edit? What can I add? How can I make adjustments to my video itself? So this is an example of what it looks like, but let me hop into this account here and I'm going to grab a video and just go into the kind of edit page to show you some of the editing that we do provide for you. So if you're in your account, I'm on the videos tab here. So I'm in my video library and then I can find the video that I want to edit, and I'm going to click this little pencil button. You see it says edit video when I hover over that. This is also the page that it takes you to. If you record in your web app, you record, you save it, and then this is kind of the delivery screen that it takes you to. So it will automatically take you here after you record a video in the web app. Just a heads up on that. And here's those delivery buttons we talked about up here at the top. So what do we provide for you on this page that's really, really helpful? One, I've seen a handful of things about a call to action, a CTA. With BombBomb, you can actually add a CTA in your video. So you can see here, if I toggle that on and I enable it, I can put a button, you can put the title of what the CTA says, and you can put the link that it goes to. So if I copy this over here, let me paste this up just so I can kind of show you what that looks like. When somebody plays it, that CTA button will show up 5 seconds into your video, and it shows up in the top right corner with your brand colors that you selected for your video page. So when they click on that, it automatically takes them to whatever site you put on the back end of that. So you have the ability to kind of have that CTA in here that you can point to and mention in your video. Hey, click on this button up here, schedule some time with me. I would love the opportunity to meet with you more. However you want, or go check out my website, or here's a document that I want you to go see, wherever you want to drive to. If it's a clickable link, you can put it in that banner with this call to action on the edit page. The second one down here, I'm going to show you, I mentioned it earlier, that you can choose a static thumbnail or leave the automatic animated preview. Leave the animated preview. There are a few strategies I've seen people use the thumbnail for that's really cool and effective. Again, 99% of the time, this will get you better engagement on the email itself. So leave that in there. I wouldn't mess with that, but just know that you do have the ability to edit that. Now, the main editing I think that a lot of people are when they say edit a video are thinking about would probably be in this trim and stitch videos section here. What are these options? Well, one, you have the ability to trim a video. If you click on that, that actually takes you to the back end of the video, and we actually have kind of a heat map down here of the video itself. If you have a little flub in the middle of your video, or you tried to stop it but missed the button and the end of your video is not clean, or whatever it may be, you can actually come in here, select a moment, split the video at that point, and then you can actually cut out or trim out specific elements of this video. We will then take that when you save it, and we'll just cut out this section of the video that you no longer wanted. So again, you're going to record the video as a whole in your BombBomb account, and then you can come in and kind of trim out little moments if you want to. I use this very, very sparingly because I'm really big on that authenticity standpoint. The more real you are, the mix-ups, the flubs, all that, it humanizes you and it connects you with people. So don't feel like you have to go cut everything out. However, I've had times where I'm like, okay, cool, I'll talk to you soon. And I hit my space bar, but all of a sudden I had clicked on a different window and it didn't end the video. And now I've got this, oh shoot, boom, and then the video stops. Cool. you can hop in and trim that ending off of the video, and you'll be good to go. So let's go ahead and, oops, get out of here because I want to show you the stitching option as well. We have the ability where you can actually stitch multiple videos together to create one video now, and it will just jump from one to the next. So you can come in and select multiple videos from your BombBomb account. You can choose what order you want them in, right? So if maybe you've got an intro, that intro is an evergreen walkthrough, or maybe it's a home walkthrough or a car walk around, or I've got a frequently asked question, but I want to record a personalized intro for that. Hey, it's Kevin here. Hey, I know you had some questions about the screen recorder. I've got a great walkthrough video that I have recorded, but I just wanted to let you know I'm here to answer any of those that you need to. Otherwise, take a look at that video here. Boom, it jumps to that video. And now I didn't have to re-record the whole thing because I just stitched them together. So you do that, you click next, you name it, and you can stitch those videos together as well. So let's go ahead and get out of that because I don't actually need to do that. But trimming and stitching are great kind of editing features that you can go in and do some quick edits to your video itself. The last piece I'll show you here is we also have video security where you can put a password, you can lock a video, you can do some different things. We know we have clients that work in some sensitive industries with financial, with insurance, with mortgages, with all sorts of stuff. You don't want that video getting into the wrong hands. So you can actually put passwords on, you can put expiration dates on, you can do some fun things as well if you want to make sure that you're protecting your videos from showing up to people that shouldn't see it for whatever reason, right? So you can come in and kind of put that information on there as needed. So that is a very quick overview of the video edit page. But again, you can get to that by going to your videos tab here, which is your video workspace, kind of your full library. And then you click the edit video button next to the video that you want to engage with, and you can play with some of those things. All right, we're cranking. I know I'm talking a lot. I know we're flying through stuff, but I want to make sure we keep filling this up. I think we covered this pretty well, so I'm not going to go over this much. The copy for email, copy link, and then using the mobile app for texting. Those are kind of the standard ones you're going to use as far as that goes. The last piece I want to spend a little bit of time here, and then we're going to spend, and just so you know, I will stay long to answer those questions. If you want to hang out, if you've got a specific question, I will stay another, 5-10 minutes here to make sure we get those answered as well. But the idea around best use cases, what are other people that's doing that's working? This is such a hard question. And unfortunately, there's not a good way for me to answer it because everybody's business is so wildly different. I've got realtors, for example. I have some realtors that rely strictly on internet leads. Great. Well, for them, a new internet lead response video is vital to their business. So that is a massive piece for them to focus on. However, I've got other realtors that haven't taken internet leads in 20 years or 15 years. They rely on referrals. So a referral video and referral follow-up videos and those type of things are much more impactful for them, right? So I wanted to show you this framework, and I will send you all this slide deck as well, so you can refer back to it in the follow-up email. But this is a way for you to start to find what are your most impactful video moments. And the easiest way I think about it is, what are moments of friction in my process right now? What are moments where people are getting stuck or frustrated or just stopping altogether? Those are great opportunities to implement video. Or what are moments where I think I could ramp up my customer experience? What's a moment that I could celebrate, be excited for people, and change what they're used to, change that expectation? Those are some quick questions you can start to ask yourself about your business and start to find some of these video moments. And then this framework lets you know what type of video or how should I be treating that video itself. So real quickly here, the who, one-to-one, one-to-many. Is this a video that's going to be directly from me to an individual person? Or is this going to be from Kevin to a whole group of people? People were asking about newsletters earlier. That's going to be a one-to-many, right? A lot of people are going to see that. I'm going to speak and treat that video differently if I'm talking to one person versus if I'm talking to a whole group of people, and that's okay that they know that, right? Now, the what, similar, because it's one-off versus an evergreen. One-off means this video to this person at this time. Hey, Jay, I'm reaching out because you're at this point in the process. It's the only time this video is going to make sense for you, right? That's a one-off video. Versus an evergreen video is a video that I can use time and time again for lots of different people. So maybe it's a frequently asked question, or maybe it's a process update, right? I'm updating you on this step in the process. I know people have question here. I want to record a video, but I don't start the video with, hey, Jay, wanted to let you know where you're at in the process so we can keep you updated so that you feel informed. It's, hey, Congratulations, we've made it to this step in the process. Here's some questions I know my past clients have had a lot when we get to this point. You can use that video over and over because I don't reference anybody personally, right? So that's an evergreen style video. When is just how do you remember that this is a video you need to use? Triggered is X happens, so I record a video, right? I get a new lead in, I record a lead follow-up video. I schedule an appointment, I record an appointment confirmation video. Time blocked would be I just schedule time on my calendar once a week, once a month, whenever that is, to record videos and send them. The automated is maybe I've got a CRM that literally has a whole automation of triggered emails that go out or messages that go out. I take an evergreen video and I plug it into one of those messages. So I don't really think about it. But again, I'm going to treat that video a little differently. And then where do you record from? Are you going into the BombBomb.com web app? Are you going into the Edge or the extension or a Gmail or an Outlook extension? Are you doing it from your CRM or one of our integrations that we have? Or am I doing it from my mobile app? These are quick things. You can answer these questions really, really fast, but they're great ways for you to think, how do I treat this specific video moment? Now, if you want specific ideas, let me grab this website here. We have a great web page that will give you real life examples. I'm going to paste it in the chat right
Put it in the
now.
chat. But yeah, you're good.
Oh, you already got it? Gosh, there we go. Well, now you got two different links you can click on. But these are really effective use cases, and there's some real examples of those use cases on this website. This is one of our web pages just on our website. But if you want to go explore what are people doing, how are they doing it? There's some frameworks there, there's some talk tracks, there's some different things to give you the resources so that you can see how that can work most effectively for you. Go ahead, use that link, save that link. Debbie, it's just right above. I put the link there for the kind of the video messaging templates. Jay put the one for bombbomb.com/use cases. So save both of those links, and those will be great for you to kind of reference if you're wanting more ideas of how people are using them specifically for you. Caroline, I just saw your chat about what about filters to enhance my face? We don't have filters right now. I can tell you why. We do have actually, spoiler, we do actually have a little bit here. Let me pop open my video recorder and I'll show you this. We do have with our video effects panel where you can add a virtual background. I know I'm frozen as my video is loading up here. Here we go. All right, so if you've got your video recorder open, we've got our video banner settings where you can add a little video banner that shows up on your screen, or we've got our video effects. These are where you can add like blur your background, add a backdrop if you want to. I'm really big personally on not using virtual backgrounds. I never use virtual backgrounds. I think the second I see one on somebody, I go, hide. What do you not want me to see behind you? And it just creates this moment of doubt for me personally. That's just a personal opinion, right? But we also do have this little appearance panel where you can change some color balance, you can change some brightness, you can touch up appearance slightly, but you're not going to be doing anything major. We're not going to be adding filters like little deer fawn horns or like little funny sparkles or those sort of things. We don't have any of that stuff. And I'll tell you why. We 100% believe, and I've been reinforced time and time again on this, the more real you are, the more authentic you are, the more people connect. That doesn't mean you can't build your confidence with how you show up on screen, right? If you want to do your hair, put on some makeup, if there's certain clothes that you feel really comfortable and confident in, absolutely put that stuff on before you record because we want you to feel good. And I know if I don't look good on a video, I'm not sending it to people. So I'm sure you all can relate to that to some degree, right? But we do have some of those touch up again on the video panel. It's this effects button right here. We do have some appearance things that you can do a little bit of. Don't go overboard with that. I promise you, 9 times out of 10, that's not the reason you send it, is because all of a sudden my appearance looks amazing. So, but there are little things to help you from that regard. All right, man, that took a lot longer. We're 1 minute left. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and give you just a quick kind of next steps for all of you in case any of you have to run since we are hitting the top of the hour. And then I'm going to stick around and go through. Jay's been killing the Q&A. We've got over 25 questions answered and only a few left open. So thank you, Jay. You're amazing for doing that. But I'm going to spend a few minutes here. If you've got any questions left, if you're still hanging around for stuff that we haven't answered, throw it in Q&A, throw it in chat, and I'll monitor that. But what are your next steps from here? How do you use some of this information? Well, first and foremost, we've got a lot of resources here at BombBomb. So I wanted to put some of those up on screen and show you a couple different things. One, BombBomb Studios is our on-demand kind of learning center where you can go take courses to learn about specific things. It's training.bombbomb.com. You can go in there, pick a course. You will have to create a login because it's a separate system from your BombBomb account. But we're not collecting information. It's just so you can save your progress and do those sort of things. Go in there. You can learn, take a course about a specific feature. I just want to learn about the CTA. I just want to learn about the screen recorder. Go hop in there. There's also strategy courses. It's a lot of my face. So I apologize you have to deal with me so much, but I'll be in there a lot. But hop in there. You can do it on your own time at your own pace. There's great knowledge there. The BombBomb knowledge base is probably the easiest way to think about this, tech support. Oh, I'm having trouble with this. I want to learn this. It's articles. We've got over 250 articles in there for different answers, different questions we've gotten from customers just like you. So go over there. Support.bombbomb.com is our knowledge base. You can search for anything and we'll give you some stuff to help you get that answer. If you are still out there, Ted, I just saw that you're having trouble with some Windows stuff. Great. Our BombBomb support team is top notch. I cannot express enough. I mean, Jay was on that team forever and he's a rock star. They kill it day in, day out. They're real humans, really answering questions. Support@bombbomb.com. Submit a ticket there and you'll have somebody reply back to you to kind of work through any technical issues that you might be having. These are great resources for you. If you forget these as well, go to bombbomb.com and on this resources tab here, you can see we've got our support and knowledge base. That'll take you directly to that knowledge base center where you can search for different articles and things like that. If I pop open the resources tab again, we've also got our training center. We've got our YouTube, our podcast, webinars, all of that sort of stuff. The training center here is what takes you to BombBomb Studios. So you can hop in and look at the courses that we have and look at some of that sort of stuff. So if you forget any of them, go to bombbomb.com and just look at the resources here and you can look at that. The last thing here, I always like to tease next month. We're actually going to have our webinar a little earlier next month. I think it's going to be on the 16th. But we have an amazing guest that's coming in, Nicole Bergen. She's actually the founder of Elevate Market Research. Huge advocate of video. I spent an hour talking with her recently, and we talked about how do you lead with video. She's huge on using it for authenticity and using it within the marketing world. So keep your eyes open. We'll do the in-app pop-up for the invite for that. We'll send out emails. We're going to start bringing on some more guests in the next few months here that are going to be so exciting, really elevate the information we're able to give you as well. And of course, I'll be there kind of navigating that sort of stuff too. So keep your eyes open for that. If you have to jump, thank you for being here. I really hope we gave you a couple of answers that maybe you didn't have coming in, a couple things you were looking for coming in. And more than anything, just know how much we appreciate you. It is so wonderful to have you all as part of this community. You guys are why we continue to do what we do because we love helping you. We love hearing the success stories. We love knowing that you are able to connect more authentically with other people, with clients, and it's improving your business in the process. So thank you for being a part of that. All right, with all of that said, let's jump over here. I'm going to start looking through the QA stuff. Jay, if you've got any themes, any main questions that's like, oh, we've got to answer that, let me know if there's something that I'm missing here. Otherwise, I'm just going to start kind of reading through this because I want to make sure we're answering everything. So let me look. Roy, you've got a question here. When I send a video to multiple people, how do I see who opened it? Right now it says somebody. That is a great question. And unfortunately, there's not a great answer. I wish I had a better answer. When you do send to a lot of different people, there's not necessarily a way. Now, the caveat to this, okay, it's gonna be where do you deliver from? If you take a BombBomb video and send it from Outlook, say, or send it from a CRM to a lot of different people, we are not delivering that email. So there's not a way for us to put those individual tracking markers on each email to show you who's engaging. Now, if you have our BombBomb Plus subscription, which is our middle subscription that has some of the marketing pieces in it, I'll hop over here and just pull this up. It's got emails, contacts, some of these other tabs. You can actually deliver emails directly from BombBomb. This is where you can build templating. This is where you can build some of that branding like newsletters, those type of things. If you have all of your contacts in BombBomb and you send it to a list of people from our system, we can individually track each of those emails and show you who's engaging in what way. So I know It may not be perfect, but it really is a who is delivering the email. If you're depending on what system you're sending from, really limits who can we track, who can we control, how can we tell you exactly who it is. If you use the copy link button, share it through social media, again, we can't tell who is watching that video specifically. So if you really care about determining who's watching the video, who's engaging, you will need to send it directly from the BombBomb system, specifically for that. John, let's see what you got here. Even recipients have watched videos. How can I expand my bonus system and direct my audience to a CTA by pointing them to recorded VSLs? I actually don't even know what a VSL is. Uh-oh, John, I got a chance to learn something new. So if you're still here, throw in there specifically what a VSL is. Um, the CTA stuff is great, right? We've got the CTA in the video. You've got the CTA on your video landing page. My recommendation just in general with CTAs is you cannot mention them too much. So mention it verbally in the video, put it physically in a button, put it somewhere, put it in the text of the email. The more you put those in, the more likely people are to actually see it and kind of understand some of that sort of stuff. But again, clear, concise. That's the biggest thing I've learned with CTAs. Use an action verb. That's a little strategy I've learned on CTAs as well. The more action oriented, the more likely people are to kind of follow through and do what you're asking them to do. But clear. This is what I want you to do. Give me this answer. Though that's the biggest way to get some of that follow through and some of that stuff. So let's see here. What else we got? Andrew, do you have any special training for LinkedIn and BombBomb? No, but I can give you a quick kind of overview here on LinkedIn. The biggest ways I use it is going to be with direct messages. So just in general, we are actually going to have an amazing guest on in a few months here. So if you're looking for how do I partner video with social media, man, in June, make sure you come. We've got Chelsea Pites, who's an amazing social media expert, especially with video authenticity and those pieces and how to use it in social media. But I'll give you a little teaser from my perspective. My rule of thumb is if you're using video on social media, you don't need to use BombBomb for that specific piece in general. If you're posting videos, post them native to the site you're using, whether it's Facebook, whether it's LinkedIn, whether it's Instagram, TikTok, it doesn't matter. The reason why, they want the video on their site. They will promote it more. The algorithms like their own videos better. So if you've got a video, it doesn't mean you can't record it in BombBomb, download it out, and then upload it, or whatever you want to do, or record a video in TikTok and then upload that to BombBomb simultaneously to use in different ways. But if you're sharing, you can use it there. Where I use it a lot in LinkedIn is in my messaging and stuff. You can see I get lots of just these wonderful kind of added messages and things. But let me see if I can find what you can do is when you're messaging here, we do also have a BombBomb connection and integration with LinkedIn where we've got a little BombBomb button here. So if you're typing a direct message to somebody, you can actually click on this and it will pop open your BombBomb recorder and put that video in LinkedIn. The other way to do it is if you're recording in your BombBomb account, click the copy link button. Let me close this actually so it doesn't mess up my video. Um, Click the copy link button, and that's what will actually pull into LinkedIn and pull that video in. Looks like I'm frozen. I'm going to change my camera just to see if I can get it live again. There we go. So yeah, copy that. And if you paste the copy link button into the LinkedIn direct message, it'll actually bring the preview and everything in there, and you can build some connections there. So doing LinkedIn connection requests, follow-ups, those type of things are wonderful. If you're still here and want to connect with me on LinkedIn, come find me. I would love to connect with you guys. Let me see if I can actually find my link. I'll share my link when I find it in a second here, so you guys can kind of see what that looks like too. So cool. There we go. We've answered some of that. What else we got? I'm just chunking through these. Looks like we got that one. Man, we've gotten through the QA. So, all right, let's finish with this. We've got one question from David. Where do we first begin? That's a great question, and a lot of it depends on what you need. First and foremost, obviously get your BombBomb account and get that going. The next step would be just start recording videos. I would start safe and close to home. One of the things I think people get intimidated a lot on is I'm not great at video, and they just start trying to send stuff to clients. That can feel overwhelming, it can feel intimidating, and it can really stop us from moving forward in the process. Start sending videos to safe people. Honestly, where I started and where I recommend to a lot of people is Send appreciation thank you videos to people in your sphere of influence. Maybe it's business partners, maybe it's friends, maybe it's family. They don't have to be business directed at all, but just start building the muscle. The more you practice, the better. The magic number, David, I'm saying this to you specifically, but everybody else out here, is 8. If you can get to 8 videos, you will instantly start feeling more comfortable. 8's not a big number. It's not a massive number. So do the safe, easy ones. And then here's what's really, really cool about it. And I love those appreciation videos more than anything. I think the aha moment for using simple, real, authentic video like we promote is when you get the response back from somebody that's like, oh my gosh, I loved that. That impacted me in X, Y, and Z ways. That reply is when you start to go, oh, that's pretty cool. Like that was better than a text message, right? So when you're sending appreciation videos, everybody wants to be seen. We all want to be heard. We all want to be appreciated for the effort that we put in. And we want to be seen as people. This is our opportunity to reach out and go, you know what? Hey, Jay, I was thinking about you today. Man, it's been awesome to work with you for the last 4 years. I've learned so much from you. Make it about them, show them appreciation, and you will be shocked at the responses you get back from people of just like, wow, thank you. I really needed to hear that today. That's going to really influence you and kind of get you going more. So hopefully that's just a fun, great way to kind of start building that muscle, build that repetition. No, your first video might feel a little uncomfortable. It's not going to be perfect. That's okay. The less perfect it is, sometimes the better. So have fun with it. Enjoy it. Enjoy the new adventures. Just like anything new, you're not going to be perfect the first time. Heck, we're never going to have a perfect video. So just enjoy that process. All right. Gosh, man, we're already 11 minutes over. So let's go ahead, let you all free, let you back to your Wednesday. Thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of our heart for jumping on and giving us a chance to help kind of guide you through this. I don't take it lightly that you come on and listen to us and take some tidbits from this. I really hope that there's some new things you learned. Try to take 1 or 2 things away. Don't try to do it all, right? We're going to get overwhelmed. Debbie, to your question, the recording will be on bombbomb.com/webinars. We'll also send you a follow-up. Give us a day or two. It usually takes us a few days to get that message sent, but I'll send you the slide deck. I'll send you the recording. We'll send you all those things, but you can always find them on our website as well. Jay, holy cow, man. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for answering questions. Thank you. You absolutely killed it. Your knowledge, your expertise, just having you here meant the world. So I appreciate you a ton. Thanks, buddy. For everybody else, get out there and have some fun. Use this as an energy build. Don't go jump back into the next thing. Maybe take the next 5 minutes to record a video or 2 and send it to somebody. Just have fun with it. Start building that muscle. The more you do it, I promise the more impact you'll have. And I know it's going to impact your business because I've seen it with too many people to not believe it anymore. So I appreciate you all. You're amazing. I can't wait to see you next month so that you guys can learn from Nicole. She's a rock star. She's going to have some great stuff. So keep your eyes open for those invites. In the meantime, enjoy spring. Happy March. We'll see you next month. Bye, everybody. Have a great rest of your Wednesday.